So, welcome back to another episode of Zoku Owarimonogatari. So, in the previous episode, Nadeko completely shattered my entire theory that I had going into this. Well, but also prior to that, Hanekawa and Kambaru both didn't fit the mold of my theory. So, I think what's currently happening, and I've been thinking about this episode for ever since I finished it, because I've been trying to come up with a theory that fits all of the boxes that have been happening so far, and I feel like I don't have all of the information present to connect every single detail. But I think what's happening, if I understand it correctly, is basically the people in the mirror world are being portrayed, I guess their biggest insecurities and stuff like that or like the things that they've been hiding, or whether they're insecurities, whether there's something that they don't want to show, they are kind of on display here, right? I think, because I saw people saying that what's her name? Oh god, Karen is insecure about her height, and then I guess Hachikuji could be seen as like regret, maybe being regretful of dying when she was young, and maybe that's why she's older now. Maybe Kambaru's biggest insecurity or fear would be her rainy devil, right? And the similar thing with Hanekawa and Black Hanekawa. Maybe Ononoki. It seems, I think the thing with Ononoki is, if I understand it correctly, and I've been thinking about this, and also I've been reading comments from you guys about this, I think it's not that she necessarily doesn't want to be expressive. It's just that because she's a doll, she can't be expressive normally in the normal world, right? And she wants to maybe, or I guess she wants to be more expressive, and that's why here we can see her be expressive, because that's more so how she wants to be, and not necessarily how she is in our world. I think that's kind of the case. So basically, it's showing, I don't want to say true self because I hate that phrase so much, but it's kind of showing, maybe a bit more of an exaggerated view of their biggest insecurities, fears, and stuff like that. That's how I'm explaining it to myself right now. I don't think it fits perfectly, and I'm sure that the show is gonna explain it a bit more, so I'm gonna be on the lookout for what kind of theory the show is gonna present, because right now they've only just presented like some of the stuff happening, but they haven't really explained anything yet. So I'm waiting for the show to tell me about it. That's why this is purely a theory of mine that's gonna get maybe explained or completely ruined later on. So I'm keeping an open mind for the show to prove me wrong. But that's my theory so far. I feel like it's fun to theorize about this show. Apart from that, and also, I mean, I have you guys to tell me that I'm dumb if I theorize incorrectly. So that's always a plus. But apart from that, I saw people going very deep into the science of vampires. I was kind of just making talking about fake sciences, because I like talking about fake sciences, right? Because obviously there's not going to be a full-on scientific explanation as to why you can't see a vampire. But the reason why I was talking about the entire fake science thing of why you couldn't see a vampire in a mirror, but you can see it maybe through your glasses and stuff like that, is because I'm wondering if you can see a vampire in on a surface of the water, right? Can you see it there? Can you see a reflection of a vampire on the surface of the water? I also saw people talking about mythology and a mirror being a kind of showing your soul, the window to your soul and stuff like that, and vampires don't have souls as one of the explanations as well, which is really cool. Someone said talked about the silver around the mirror being a deterrent, very interesting stuff. But at the end of the day, my main question right now is, can you see a vampire on the surface of the water, right? Because that's what it seems like Araragi is leaning towards in this episode, right? When he arrived at Kambaru's bath and stuff like that, or at least in the previous episode, that was kind of insinuated maybe, or hinted at. So I don't know. I guess we'll see all of those things in future episodes if they end up being important at all. But yeah, anyways, if you want to watch this uncut and unblurred, it's gonna be on my Patreon, which is down in the description. And without further ado, let's go into Zoku Owarimonogatari episode 3. Oh no, don't prove me wrong. I feel like there's a big difference. No! Here we go, here we go.
人めいた彼女が抑圧してきた痛みを押し付けてきた彼女自身、羽川翼の裏側である。そして、
Yes.
裏返しという視点に立つならば、これは羽川以外にも適用できる。
Oh, yeah.
カレンは斬新で、いかにも新機軸であり、僕にと
You might even call it what? You might even call it what?
裏返しという視点に立つならば、これは羽川以外にも適用できる。
Wait, actually, that's really cool.
ちっちゃいカレンは斬新
Game
で、
changer.
いかにも新機軸
Sure.
僕にとっては新大陸発見くらいの衝撃があったけれど、口縄さんの言うようにカレン自身は己の背の高さを気にしていたし、
Interesting.
身体の成長についていかない精神はギャップとして彼女の中に存在しただろう。実在しただろう。そんなカレンの裏側が顕在化したならば、ああいう姿を取りもしよう。あの姿は決して新しくもないカレンのバランスの悪さの表れだった。以前本人から聞いたことがある。表に現れないというだけであって、
She can't express them. Yes, it's not necessarily she doesn't want to.
決して無感情でも
Yes, 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 yes. That's what I meant. Okay, good.
おののきちゃんに対する印象は性格が変わった。
It's just that she could express her feelings. Yes, 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 thank you. That's cool.
八九時迷いの場合は考察するのはもっと簡単である。かつて10歳の少女という姿をとって僕の前に現れた八九時は、しかし十数年前に命を落とした幽霊であり、順当に年齢を重ねていれば21歳になっていたのだ。表面の少女姿に対する裏面として成人女性の資質を備えていた。幽霊が成長しない、怪異に時間は蓄積しない、単純な精神年齢を計算できないと言っても、11年にわたって道に迷い続けてきた彼女の
Oh.
神様になろうと決して消えてなくなったりはしていない。
Her experience, so it is kind of like mental age, in a sense.
僕にはそういうのはよくわからないけれども、少女少女かわいいかわいいとあいつをもてはやすカンバルみたいなやつには見えないであろう裏面が
I see.
その裏面がひっくり返ればああいう姿を撮るだろう。
I see.
そのカンバル駿河の左手、猿の手は持ち主の願いの裏を読んで叶えるというもので、存在自体が裏技みたいな怪異だった。レインコートを着て長靴を履いたレイニーデビルとしてのあの姿はカンバル駿河の裏側であり、先輩として僕を慕ってくれる気持ちに嘘はない反面で、しかしあいつの中にある荒らぎ憎しの感情を完全に消し去ることは不可能だろう。いないものが現れたわけじゃない。それはずっとそこにあったし、そこにいた。逆ではなく裏なのだといえば、まるで数学の定義のようだけれど、もっとシンプルな問題としてレイニーデビルはカンバル駿河自身なのである。数学といえばあの目も当てられないボイクラ育ちの場合だ。その片鱗さえ僕に見せなかったあの解放された性格や荒らぎ家に馴染んだ身内関係は、
Wait,
僕が望ま
do you guys mind if I just rewind the entire Kambaru scene? Because I need to see the entire explanation again because I don't think I fully grasped it.
そのカンバル
I'm going.
カンバル駿河の左手、猿の手は持ち主の願いの裏を読んで叶えるというもので、
Yes,
存在自体が裏技
because it's Monkey's paw, yeah.
レインコートを着て長靴を履いたレイニーデビルとしてのあの姿はカンバル駿河の裏
Ah!
先輩として僕を慕ってくれる気持ちに嘘はない反面で、しかしあいつの中にある荒らぎ憎しの感情を完全に消し去ることは不可能だろう。いないものが現れたわけじゃない。それはずっと
It just got amplified and basically became her main point. Okay.
裏なのだといえば、まるで数学の定義のようだけれど、もっとシンプルな問題としてレイニーデビルはカンバル駿河
Okay, okay, that makes a lot of sense. That's really cool.
数学といえばあの目も当てられないボイクラ育ちの場合だ。その片鱗さえ僕に見せなかったあの解放された性格や荒らぎ家に馴染んだ身内関係は、僕が望ましいと妄想する以上に彼女にとって願ってもないものだったはずだと僕が思いたい。あんな嘘くさい幸せを心の底ではおいくら育ちが望んでいたのだと信じたい。トゲトゲした性格や攻撃的な言動の裏側であんな風な彼女もいたと考えることは、やはり何らかの救いになるようにも思えるのだ。おいくらについては画伝飲水が過ぎるのかもしれないけれど、しかし幼なじみである彼女を論理だけで語るのは僕には無理である。
Okay.
それに比べれば
Makes sense.
戦国なでこのケースはもう少し説得力を持って分かりやすく
Kinda.
理解できる。口縄さんという神様は北白蛇神社に祀られていた土着の神として彼女が彼女の中に生んだものなのだから。二重人格とはどこか違うのだろうけれど、僕は忍と一緒に口縄さんと会話する戦国を一度だけ見たことがある。かの神様は僕にも忍にも見えない戦国の裏側に救う蛇だった。あの乱暴な口調、存在な態度、それもまた戦国なでこ、本人が言うところの同一人物。おとなしくて内向的で可愛いだけの戦国なでこなんていないのである。おとなしさの裏には子供っぽさが、内向的の裏には外向的な、可愛さの裏にはふてぶてしさがあった。いつ爆発してもいつ破裂してもおかしくない戦国なでこが戦国なでこの裏にはあった。そういうことだ。
So, extrapolating that entire... I'm not sure. Wait, so if I understand it correctly, I don't know if he's talking purely about this world or if he's talking about Sengoku Nadeko in general, because I think what he's trying to say is that this is the Sengoku Nadeko that we saw in that outburst, right, during Owarimonogatari, where she just had an outburst of feelings and she ended up, you know, being like 180ing completely on how she was presented up until this point, right? And he's basically saying that that's the... I hate saying this again. I hate this phrase, but that's the real Sengoku Nadeko. I think that's kind of what he's saying. If that's true, then that goes against what I believe Owarimonogatari to be about. But I could see it because I thought that was just kind of like all of her emotions that she was. It was kind of like an emotional outburst because she was suppressing so many problems. It wasn't necessarily a real Sengoku Nadeko. It was just an outburst of like a bunch of different emotions that were gathering up inside of her, just bursting out and going against everything that she was building up until this point. And it was a one-off thing. That's how I took it. I don't know. I genuinely, this one confuses me the most. The Nadeko one.
そう思ってみれば不安定で不確かにしか思えなかったこの世界に一本軸ができたようで、単なる左右逆にしか見えなかった風景の見え方も変わってくるようだった。
Ooh. Okay, so basically the entire theory that I had was not fully correct. It was on the right track, but it wasn't fully correct. So, okay, that's cool. So basically it's just their other side, I guess, if you would call it, which I love with Hanekawa, because it's basically just Black Hanekawa, because Black Hanekawa is the other side of Hanekawa, right? That makes a lot of sense. I really like that. A similar thing happened with Rainy Devil, right? The Rainy Devil takes a wish, and it's the monkey's paw wish, right? Which takes the other side of you, I guess, as a wish. It also amplified the hate, I guess, that she was feeling for Araragi, because she was always feeling the hate when she, because of Senjugahara and stuff like that. So it kind of amplified that. That's interesting. It works similarly, but not the same as the Black Hanekawa. Okay, they got audified or whatever he said. Interesting. What's up? Yeah! Yeah! Well, you have to think back to what Oikura said. Okay, this is just a slide note. I feel like the thing that Oikura said was a big hint that this was a world that was generated or created when he where he passed into this world, right? Because she said, "Oh, I feel like this isn't real" or something like that, right? It's something feels wrong. So I feel like that was kind of like a nod to the fact that this is a kind of like a fake world, and it was created. These characters were created with Araragi in their mind. At least that's my, I guess, a theory. It's not officially confirmed, but I feel like that would make the most sense right now because of the thing that Oikura said. I mean, yeah, I feel like the concept of you exists. Oh, the Hoge. That makes sense. Sounds about right. What about through a camera? Why is it a post look Ononoki? She knows about Shinobu. Okay. This world Shinobu.
言っておくけれど、あまり期待されても困る。僕だってギリギリだ。全てを理解しているところからは程遠い。
小野木ちゃん。
なんだいお兄ちゃん。
いや、
ああ、説明してほしいんだよね。わかってるわ。
I do wonder if, because I said that obviously the reflection is blurry, I do wonder if by that they mean it can be either of two things. Either one, the replicas of people in this world are incomplete because of the blurriness, right? Because they are only 80% complete. Or B, their like all of those replicas are like they have like an artificially made like personality of like 20%, right? So 80% is that person, and then the other 20% is like an artificially made personality that's just making up for the other 20% missing, which would mean that these people are not indicative of their actual inner selves, I guess. That's also possible. I feel like it could be like it's either 20% skewed from the original, or it's 20%. It's just 80% of the original, and that's it. It's not the full original. I feel like there's a slight difference to that, and I do wonder which one it is. If that's even the case.
そんな狭いレンジで理解するな。それは思考じゃなく思考だろ。思考でもないしな。
Yeah, sure, man.
鬼のお兄ちゃんは今朝僕を見て僕と話してこの世界に確定的に違和感を感じたようだったけれども、しかしそんなお兄ちゃんの態度から僕は違和感を感じ取った。深淵を覗く者はまた深淵から抜かれている。あれ、あのお兄ちゃんが僕のパンツを脱がせもせずに去っていった。ありえない。そんな疑問が僕の出発点だった。
そんなところからスタートしないでくれ。パンツっていうのはズボンのことか下着のことかどっちのことだ。
さあね、自分の胸に聞いてみたら。胸といえば僕の胸を使ってやるいつものやつもその時やらなかったことも気がかりだった。
君の胸を使ってやるいつものやつってなんだ。僕が君の胸を使ってやるいつものやつってなんだ。
不安要素を放っておけないのが僕の難儀な性格でね。お兄ちゃんが去った後に僕はセルフチェックを行った。僕のコンディションの何が鬼のお兄ちゃんを驚かせたのか、壁ドンさせたのかを考えた。
壁ドン？そんなことはしなかったはずだが。
間違えた。ドン引きだった。
全然違うじゃねえか。間違うか。
メンテナンスの結論として鬼のお兄ちゃんがどうして僕にドン引きしたのかはとうとうわからなかったけれども、しかし少なくとも今の僕のありようがパフォーマンスをフルに発揮できる状態でないことは分かった。お姉ちゃんに仕える化け物として式神として不完全であることが分かった。なので性格を作り変えた。つまりキャラクターをブラッシュアップした。うまくできたかどうか僕自身は分からなかったけれども、今こうして鬼のお兄ちゃんの反応を見る限りは
Interesting.
みたいだね。何？そんな褒められるようなことでもない。お兄ちゃんの協力があってこそだよ。お兄ちゃん、あの時僕のパンツを脱がさないでくれてありがとう。
なに、当然のことをしなかったまでさ。
最初に言ったけれど、僕にだってちゃんと理解できているわけじゃないよ。というか相当無理をしている。このレベルでキャラクターを変化させるのは怪異としてやっていいことの範囲を結構逸脱している。暗闇が生じてもおかしくない。そんなわけでお兄ちゃん、僕にできることには限りがある。あんまりはしゃぎすぎると消滅の危機なのでね。お兄ちゃんといつか海を見に行く約束を果たす前に消滅するわけにはいかない。
I mean, I feel like all of the things that she's talking about is the alternate Araragi, or I guess Ougi.
それからどうしたんだ。僕が異変を相談するために北白蛇神社に行ったように、小野木ちゃんは調査に乗り出したということかい。
お兄ちゃん、北白蛇神社に行ってたんだ。後でその辺の話は聞かせてね。
なんだ、僕の動向を知ってたわけじゃないんだ。
だからそこまで多くを望まないでってば。人格形成に無理をしすぎたせいで頭の中結構しっちゃかめっちゃかなんだから。もちろんお兄ちゃんは何か動いているだろうとは思ったけれど、でもそれと同じくらい単に育ちのお姉ちゃんへのプレゼントを買いに行った可能性も考えていたよ。
どんな可能性だ。
だってすごいお願いされてたからね。小読み買ってよ買ってよお願いって言うまで離さないよって。
すごく甘えられてるな、僕
Body contact
何を
kiss.
責められたんだ。そして、おののきちゃんのパンツを脱がそうとしている一方、
What's this is actually so sick
その
though.
お願いを聞いてあげようというこの世界の僕は、本当に一体どういうやつなのだろう。
ああ、がっかりするだろうな、育ちのお姉ちゃん。
やめろ、プレッシャーをかけろな。あいつをがっかりさせることは僕にとってすごく辛いことなんだ。今の僕にこれ以上のタスクを課すな。で、町を調査した結果、おののきちゃんは僕と忍を引き合わすことを決めたのか。
そういうことだ。ただ、その辺は直接会った時の鬼のお兄ちゃんのリアクションを見て楽しみたいから、詳しくは言わないけれど、もちろん、その旧ハートアンダーブレードは、お兄ちゃんの知る旧ハートアンダーブレードとは違うから、そのあたりは覚悟しておいてよ。
ああ、分かってる。今僕のリアクションを見て楽しみたいからって言ったか。
言ったが、それがどうした？
開き直るほどのセリフじゃねえよ。
僕はそちら側の事情を知らないけれど、そっちの僕はお姉ちゃんと仲良くやっているかい？
いや、
ふーん、そんなところだろうね。
She kind of disappeared.
で、お兄ちゃんは今日はどこで誰のパンツを脱がせていたの？
今日の僕の動向が知りたいのなら普通に聞いてくれ。
まずは弥生さんのパンツを脱がせに北白蛇神社に向かったんだっけ？
罰当たりすぎるわ。
Yeah. 天罰。
そんなやりとりを経て、僕はおののきちゃんに本日のあらましを説明。
Interesting.
ふむ。つまり鬼のお兄ちゃんは今日、弥生さんと猿のお姉ちゃんと猫のお姉ちゃんと蛇のお姉ちゃん、それに育ちのお姉ちゃんのパンツを脱がせたというわけだ。
もう完全に下着のニュアンスで言ってんじゃねえか。
おっと、ファイヤーシスターズを数えるのを忘れていた。
数えなくていい。
へえ、さすがは鬼のお兄ちゃん。妹のパンツなんて物の数じゃないと言うんだ。
もっと違うところで僕に対してさすがって言ってくれないかな。僕の話を聞いての感想がそのさすがじゃ、さすがに悲しくなってくるよ。
まあ、僕にとっては当たり前の人たちの当たり前のありようだからね。しかしながら、ある一点において、僕はお兄ちゃんと意見を同じくする。
どこだよ。
初めてあなたと意見があったね。
デコボココンビみたいなセリフを言うな。意見があったことくらいはこれまでいくらでもあるよ。
Body cop film.
ブラック羽川がお兄ちゃんを助けたという点だ。それは僕の彼女に対する認識からすると、およそありえないことなんだ。
ただ、思い当たらないんだよな。僕を助けるようブラック羽川に依頼するようなやつを。
そうだね。お兄ちゃんを助けようなんてやつ、聞いたことがないもんね。僕だってまず助けないし。
Where's
そ
Sinjo?
こまでの意味じゃない。ブラック羽川に依頼するようなやつって意味だ。僕だってまず助けないしって、僕をむやみに傷つけるなよ。今こうして助けてくれてるじゃないか。
そう思わせてギリギリのところで見捨て、その時の表情を観察しようという算段なのさ。
信じられないくらい性格が悪いだろ。もう一回最初からキャラを作り直せ。忍は僕が来ることを知っているのか。聞くなって言うならあんまり聞かないけれども、つまりアポを取ってるのかどうか。
撮ってるよ、ご心配なく。そちらの世界ではどうか知らないけれど、僕とあの女はこの世界じゃ仲良しだからね。
いや、絶対仲良しじゃないだろ。あの女っていう言い方に
True.
と、さすがにこの辺りで僕はおののきちゃんが向かっている
The Creme School.
ブローの専門家、押野ねめが根城とした廃墟。この道の先にあるのは学習塾アートのハイビルディングだ。僕の知る世界観では去年の夏に火事に遭い、全焼して跡形も残っていない建物なのだけれど、こうして僕をそこに連れて行こうというのであれば、こちらではあのハイビルはまだ無事なのかもしれない。いや、ひょっとするとこちらでは忍は僕の陰に住んでいるのではなく、押野と共にあそこで暮らしていた頃から引き続き、ずっとあの教室で暮らしている。
I mean, now that you're saying it out loud, I feel like that's not the case.
やっぱり僕に対してというか、荒波に小弓に対してあまり好意的ではないと予想できる。おののきちゃんもいるし、命の危険はまあないとは思うけれど、もう少し警戒レベルを上げておいた方がいいかもしれない。僕たちは目的地に到着した。
What in Disney is this?
他
It's actually a Disney castle. You're playing with fire here.
忍はこの中にいるんだな。
You're one team song away from a lawsuit.
小野のきちゃん。
そうだよ、鬼のお兄ちゃん。彼女はここにいる。ここに住んでいる。さあ、入ろう。
入るって。でも勝手に入っていいのか。
こんなお城にインターホンなんてあるわけないでしょ。
そういえば小野きちゃん。
なんだい、鬼のお兄ちゃん。
僕はてっきり忍はこの世界にはいないものだと思っていたんだよ。吸血鬼は鏡には映らないんだから鏡の中にはいないんだって。
That's such a cool
この
concept.
辺りがこの世界の辻褄の合わないところなんだけれど、僕、鬼のお兄ちゃんのこと鬼のお兄ちゃんって言うよね。
いつからかそんな名称が定着している。
なんでそんな風に呼ぶかわかる？
なんでって。そりゃまあわかるけれど。
Wait, actually?
僕にはわからない。
Yeah, he's not a vampire in this
そ
world.
れってどういう。
こっちだよ。旧ハートアンダーブレードは
There's no vampires in this world.
もっともこの言い方もどうなのかな。押野忍という言い方も。
それは今のあいつは旧じゃないって意味か。
いい感してるね。僕の楽しみが一つ減った。
楽しむな。君の楽しみはゼロにしろ。おいおい、それはつまり
He's shot?
この世界のあいつは吸血鬼としての特性を失っていない状態、全盛期状態であるということじゃないか。旧キスショットアセロラオリオンハートアンダーブレードではなく、
Oh, wait, whoa.
押野忍ではなく、純正のキスショットアセロラオリオンハー
Yeah.
トアンダーブレード。
What's the clothes?
そのシルエットを見るだけで僕は察した。すべてを察した。
ようこそいらしてくださいました、荒らぎ様。はじめましてと言うべきでしょう。私がキスショットアセロラオリオンハートアンダーブレードでございます。
That's still Sakamata Maya?
時代が
Wow.
挨拶をしてきた
Sakamoto Maya.
麗しき彼女。しかしこの時、吸血鬼ではなく
Goddess.
人間だ。
Whoa! What? A human, not a goddess? I presumed she was a goddess seeing this. I guess she called him Araragi-sama. So I guess she would be a lower rank. Or I guess at least not a higher rank. So, okay. I feel like this one kind of laid out the entire theory for us, right? Or the entire rules of the world, I guess. Compared to our world, right? I guess all the people here are kind of like their repressed self or something. I think I said at the beginning that they're kind of like their the things that they're anxious about, representing the things that they're anxious about, representing the things that they're afraid of and stuff like that. It's not necessarily that. It's just their other self, repressed self, right? And the less things that you repress, the more similar you are to your normal self. That's why Tsukiki is so similar. Even though there was still some distortion on her voice when we first saw her, but I do think that could have just been Araragi, you know, just a visual cue that he is in the mirror world. That maybe that actual, you know, that distortion on her voice was actually not indicative of her personality change or any change in her. I think it's just him getting used to the mirror world, right? And just an indication that this is a mirror world. I think so. But apart from that, it was really cool. Like, I think I really like the Hanekawa one, because the entire point of Black Hanekawa is that she is the repressed side of Hanekawa, right? All of the feelings and all of the desires that she repressed got materialized in Black Hanekawa, and here Black Hanekawa is just Hanekawa, because that is the side that this mirror world is showing, right? Similar thing with Kambaru, not the same, but similar because of obviously the monkey's paw. So this is showing the other side of the monkey's paw wish, right? Where she wants to kill, or she hates Araragi, she wants to kill Araragi and stuff like that, and it's being fully materialized here. Makes a lot of sense. With Hachikuji, I really like that one. She is basically I guess she's been alive for 21 years, and she has 21 years of experience. Now, I don't know if you want to call this 21 years, like that's her mental age. As Araragi said, that doesn't seem to be fully accurate, but she's been alive for 21 years, and she has an experience is worth of 21 years. So that's why she's 21 years old, right? Makes sense that her inner self would be, I guess, 21 years old. Makes sense. She's a 21-year-old. Sodachi Oikura. So this is basically how she would, her like ideal, I guess, world, how she would want to live. How she, maybe I guess this is how she always wanted to live if she didn't get that, if she didn't run away from this place, right? So I guess that kind of makes sense. I guess it's her inner wish more than her inner self. That's how I took it. I could be wrong. But I think that's how I kind of took Oikura's situation. Yeah, I could be wrong though. I don't know. I feel like also Araragi was also a little bit, you know, finding it hard to describe the Oikura situation as well. So I feel solace in knowing that I'm not the only one. And then the other one, obviously, and I also think the more complex one would be Nadeko. Or I guess let's go Ononoki first. So it basically is that she wanted to express her emotions, and she had emotions even in the normal world, but she couldn't express them, right? She was not expressive. And then in this world, she's basically the same. She has all the same emotions and stuff like that. The only difference is that she is able to express them here. Makes sense, right? Makes a lot of sense. And then Nadeko, it's basically the Nadeko that we saw, I guess, with the entire outburst. I guess it's not necessarily the true Nadeko. It's more so the Nadeko that's been boiling up when she, during like Owarimonogatari and stuff like that. As I said, I don't like the explanation of that entire outburst of Nadeko being her true self. And I talked about it more during Owarimonogatari. I'm not gonna go into that again. I'm not a fan of, that being portrayed as like the true side of Nadeko, but I do think that what they're doing here is more so showing like all of the emotional, I guess it's just Nadeko without some of the farce that she was putting out. Because obviously it's fair to say that she was using her cuteness and stuff like that to her advantage. And I feel like the Nadeko that we saw in... Where was it? Where was Nadeko? What was the previous... it was in Owarimonogatari second season. We saw a little bit of Nadeko, like, when she was recovering and drawing manga, right? I feel like that was more so the true Nadeko. She was still very calm, pretty shy at times, but she dropped the cuteness act, right? And I feel like that's what I would give... What I would say is, like, more Nadeko-esque. I feel like this Nadeko here is more so the accumulation of all of the repressed feelings and all the repressed emotions that she was repressing while also putting on the cute front. Does that make sense? I feel like I'm rambling a bit, but I just feel like this Nadeko here is not indicative of what's inside of Nadeko right now, right? That we saw. At least that's my interpretation. I could be wrong. So yeah, I feel like this is more so the accumulation of all of those feelings that she was, all the rage and emotions that she was feeling back then during like Otori and stuff like that. Yeah, that's kind of how it feels like here. I don't know though. You guys are gonna surely rinse me for that, but either way, oh, this was a great episode. God, I've been recording for a long time for this one, but you know what I've been thinking about, and I've been thinking about this for like a week now. I want to do a video where I rank all, or I guess rank is not necessarily the correct word. I want to talk about all of the arcs one by one, and maybe I guess rank them like at least compared to one another. And talk about which ones are my favorite, my least favorite. I'm gonna do that video once I finish Off and Monster, you know? I'm gonna do a video where I just go through every single arc, say my opinions on them, and then just comparatively rank all of them. I'm gonna say in advance, I think every single arc was really, really, really good. I don't think there was a single arc that I didn't like so far. I do think there are arcs that I like more than the others, though. So I want to do a video about this once I finish the entire Monogatari series. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. But either way, that's just a random passing thought. So either way, this was a really interesting episode. I'm sure you guys are gonna correct some of the details. It is true that I definitely didn't pick up every single small detail, so I'm relying on you guys to, you know, fill me in on those things that I miss. That's why I never pre-record these episodes, by the way. If you're wondering why maybe if there's ever like a schedule, if the schedule ever ends up being, you know, inconsistent and stuff like that, it's because I never pre-record these, because I want to read your guys' comments before I go into the next episode, because I know how insanely frustrating it can be if I miss like details and then you guys are screaming at me in the comments and then I don't see the comments and stuff like that for like 3 episodes. So yeah, anyways, that's just my ramblings. So I'm gonna end this one here. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.